Let's pretend that each different color candy is a different problem that you face in your job, and these represent 1 week's worth of problems. Our days are so rushed that it can be quite confusing to make any sense out of our problems. Sometimes it's hard to know just where to start. To take advantage of the power of the Pareto principle, you need to take a few minutes out of your busy day to take a snapshot of the problems you are having. Then you can start to gather information and analyze each problem. Next, you need to identify and categorize the problems you're having and establish how many times each problem occurs over a given period of time. There, that looks better already, doesn't it? Then, using your count of each group, you can get an idea of how each problem stacks up against each other. Then, put the largest groups to the left, descending to the right. You now have a basic Pareto chart. One of the purposes of Pareto charts is to identify the most significant items, which will show you where to focus your efforts. Before we continue, let's talk about the Pareto principle. Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist that observed the unequal distribution of wealth in his country. Vilfredo Pareto observed that not everyone in his country shared the same amount of wealth. There were far more poor people in his country than there were rich people. He created a mathematical formula that said 20% of the people owned 80% of the wealth, and 80% of the people shared 20% of the wealth.